Hey everybody, happy Friday and welcome to another edition of the Hot Bite Report brought to you by Great Lakes Fisherman's Digest. My name is Lee Gould. Again today we are on site here at Alan Pete Sports Shop on Jefferson Avenue in Hastings, Michigan. If you guys are looking to get out for steelhead, I'm telling you, they have everything you need from rods, reels, combos, setups already. Line, floats behind me, tons of floats, jigs, everything you guys need to get out there and chase those spring steelhead. Also, if you guys are still holding on to some ice fishing, they have a great selection of ice gear as well. Today we have two great reports for you. First one is Saginaw Bay, and we're going to talk a little bit about the bite as well as some safety concerns going on the bay right now too. In the second one, we are going to be talking about Cadillac and Mitchell, so stay tuned. Our first report to you today is Saginaw Bay, and this comes from Steve Webb. Steve Webb gave us a great detailed report last week, and he's been back out there all week again this week. He has been fishing deep for most of the week in that 25 to 28 foot range. But he said that the fish are starting to move up right now. We've been getting this freeze thaw. We're dumping some warmer water into that bay and they're starting to move up more into that 16 to 22 foot range. What he's doing to catch these fish, on top of what we talked about last week with the dew jiggers, the Cleos, Swedish pimples, the best thing for his spoons have been blues, greens, and oranges with that chrome. The other thing that he's been doing a lot of is the Walleye Nation Rip and Glides or Jiggin' Wraps, along with the midday bite with the buckshot spoons. He's getting a really good reaction bite off of the glide baits and the buckshot spoons in the middle of the day when the fish are just kind of cruising but not super aggressive. He's also been seeing really good numbers of whitefish showing up across the bay on his camera, plus he's been hammering them. You're going to see some pictures come through. But what he's doing for that is a little bit different than a lot of guys do for the whitefish, and he's using a 1/4 ounce jig in gold or glow, and he's putting a dead minnow on it and just letting it lay on the bottom of the bay. And those whitefish are coming through and they're sucking that up. So if you get the opportunity to get out there, Jiggin' Wraps, Walleye Nation Creation Rip and Glides, the little Cleos, the dew jiggers, jigging aggressive right now and triggering those bites. But the other big thing that we're going to talk about is ice safety right now. We've all been watching the Facebook reports, we've all been watching Michigan Sportsman, and right now there are some crazy things going on the bay as far as the ice. We had the big thaw last week and we had some really bad winds, and that moved things around a lot, and it also created some open water pockets, and it also made some pockets of really deep water out there. Now what happened this last week was a lot of guys went out, they went to cross those pockets of water and they buried their sleds in those pockets of water. They couldn't get them out. They got left overnight, and those machines ended up getting frozen to the ice. Right now, there's some big safety concerns going on. There's been a lot of heated tussles on the internet, if you will, on how good the ice is, what actually is going on. So this is what I'm going to tell you. Use your best judgment. Go with a group. Go with a guide or do a follow out. These guys are out there. I don't care what guide it is. I have friends that guide over there. They're all great. They all do their homework. That's why they do it, because they are out there doing their homework. They're out there spudding. We all know that there's been like 18 to 20 inches of ice. They're still walking out there with their spuds every day and checking to make sure that everybody comes home at the end of the day. So do a follow out, go with a guide, go with a group, go with experienced guys out there that have been out there. Stay on the main trails if you can, and hopefully everybody comes back at the end of the day. And, you know, we probably got another week or two of, you know, good ice out there yet. We may be surprised. We might get a cool down and we'll get some more, but I'm going to tell you right now, probably a couple weeks. Our second report comes to you today from the Cadillac area with Steve from Pilgrim's Village. Now, fishing has slowed a little bit out there as we start moving into that transition period of the late ice. We all know that the fish kind of move a little bit different when they start transitioning from that dead of winter into that late ice season. Now, on Cadillac, they have been getting a really good mix of nice perch and crappie, and Mitchell has been producing some monster sunfish and crappie. And then on both lakes, what guys are finding right now and the reports that are coming into Steve is tip-up action has been insane. Guys are pulling some really nice walleye and pikes, chasing tails, flags all day long. So if you guys get the opportunity to get up to the Cadillac and Mitchell, get your tip-ups out and start moving up, you know, into that shallower water of the weed flats. He's saying that they're starting to transition to that late ice. They're moving up into those weed flats. So don't be afraid to start moving up shallow to find those fish. And that's probably where you're going to want to set up your tip-ups anyways for those cruising pike and walleye. And just like Alex was saying yesterday, Steve's also reporting the Manistee River right now for steelhead is really on fire. So if you get the chance to get up into that region, the Manistee River, Cadillac and Mitchell, you're going to find some great fishing opportunities.
D&R Sports Center has been serving Michigan sportsmen and women for over 40 years. Our boat sales lineup features fishing boats by Tracker, Ranger, and Triton. We have a huge selection of ice and open water fishing tackle, archery, guns and ammunition, and clothing. Bay and offshore boats by Nautic Star, and pontoons by Regency, Sun Tracker, and Ranger. Stop by our newly remodeled showroom on West Main in Kalamazoo, or visit us online.
Stay tuned for a really nice teaser of this week's episode featuring John on the Saginaw Bay with the crew from Angler Quest.
Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. John Bergsman here from Fisherman's Digest, out with Brad Dupuis and the Angler Quest 24 Pro Troll. We're hooked up with our first fish. We're hoping it's a walleye. Brad and I probably don't want to take wagers on this one because I've got the rod in my hand, so it's a walleye. And Brad said the board went back too fast. But hey, stay tuned for today's show. We're here on Saginaw Bay out of Linwood Beach Marine. We're going to try to put a bunch of walleyes in the boat, try to teach you just a little bit about spoon fishing. We've got a whole spread of Dreamweaver mini spoons on. We're going to catch fish. Brad's been whacking them for the last week. Stay tuned.
Hey everybody, I appreciate you tuning in this week. We had a great time filming here at Alan Pete's. Hopefully you guys stop in and check out everything they have to offer. And we will see you right back here next week with the awesome reports.